Hey, welcome back in. Today marks the end of temporary protected status for hundreds of thousands of Haitians and as well as Syrians. And with that in mind, we brought in a lawyer and an advocate who can really break down how this might impact you or your loved ones, somebody, a member of your community even. So joining us this morning is Thamara Labrousse and Emmanuela Telfort. We thank both of you so much for joining us on this hugely important topic.
Yeah, this is impacting so many across South Florida, not only here in Miami. Emmanuela, can you kind of break down for us exactly, since you're the president of the Haitian Lawyers Association, what does this mean for folks here, and what can Haitians concerned about this do right now?
Right. So right now, this means that individuals who have legal status protection will no longer have protection as of July 9th, 2026. Okay. Individuals with work permits right now, as of today, I checked this morning before I got here, USCIS is still indicating that work permits will terminate today. And so what individuals can do right now is have a consultation, seek a consultation with a reputable, competent attorney to review their legal status or their options to ensure that they can be able to pursue other pathways if possible.
So it's the kind of morning they need to be picking up the phone and talking to the experts that they know.
Without question.
Right. All right. Also, Thamara, a question for you, because you run the Sant Resource Center for Haitians right here in South Florida. What are some of the services that your organization is offering to some of these folks who are affected?
Yeah, we provide an array of services, and as she mentioned, the work authorization ends. So that means people will lose their jobs, and so their basic needs, their ability to pay their rent, their ability to pay their mortgage, to buy food, to take care of their families is going to be one of the first things that we're going to have to address. So we provide wraparound services and refer people to referrals so that they have everything that they need to be able to get by.
And tell me about the concern in the community. You guys are ingrained to it. There's a huge Haitian population here. Can you talk about the anxiety and the fear and what folks are feeling right now?
Without question. So, I'm as president of the association, we have a 90-day response in relation to this. We are letting the community know that we are providing free legal consultations, right? And while we're having these consultations, we're hearing from an array of individuals, young people who came into this country unbeknownst to them. They had no clue that they didn't have any status. And what do you tell somebody who's been here for 15 years, who came into the country at the age of 9? Where do they go? We've got issues across the board, and folks are really angst. They're frustrated, and they have no option in their minds. And that's why, again, seeking legal consultations can make sure that they pursue every pathway possible.
The best avenue at this point. This question is for the both of you, and really quickly, there's a lot of people who are watching right now who are maybe not Haitian and are not under the temporary protected status, but they care about the Haitian community deeply. What do you want to say to them? What can they do to help their neighbors?
Right now, we're pushing a bill, it's Senate Bill 4814, where we're trying to get an extension for TPS, and we need bipartisan support. So they can call their senator. They can go to www.santla.org. There's an online form that they can fill out so that we can get the support that we need to be able to get this bill passed. That's something that they can do immediately if they care about this community, they care about the Venezuelan community and other impacted community. They can do that right now and make a difference.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. We're going to clip this interview, by the way, and post it on our website, cbsmiami.com. And some of you want to refer back to some of the really important information that we got here today.
And the silver lining is that there are resources out there. So that's what's so critical. You got to take this day by day and do what you can in the meantime.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.